Everything the Duttons have built in South Texas is on the line. Beth is locked in a war with a ruthless matriarch. Carter is being pushed to his breaking point. And Rob Will's chaos has forced Rip to take extreme measures. This isn't just a fight for land, it's a fight for the soul of the Dutton family. And in the season finale, not everyone is going to make it out alive. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're breaking down the dramatic season finale of Dutton Ranch Season 1, Episode 9, titled El Padrino. This is it. The episode everything has been building toward. The Duttons uprooted their entire legacy from Montana and brought it to South Texas, hoping for a fresh start. But as we've learned throughout this first season, the Dutton name doesn't come with a clean slate. It comes with enemies, baggage, and a target on their backs. And in this finale, that target just got a whole lot bigger. Let's get right into it. Before we dive into the finale, let's quickly recap where we left off. Throughout Season 1, the Duttons have been fighting to establish themselves in South Texas. They've faced opposition from local ranchers, political resistance, and the constant threat of violence. But nothing has prepared them for what's coming in Episode 9. In Episode 8, tensions reached a boiling point. Beth's business dealings with Beulah Jackson hit a wall. Carter's vulnerability to Oreana's manipulation became increasingly apparent, and Rob Will's reckless behavior started to spiral out of control. Now, in the season finale, all of those threads are coming together, and the result is going to be devastating. The centerpiece of this episode is the explosive showdown between Beth Dutton and Beulah Jackson. And let's be clear, this isn't just a business disagreement. This is a war between two women who have built empires through sheer force of will, and neither one is willing to back down. Beth has been fighting her entire life. She's gone toe-to-toe with corporate sharks, political enemies, and her own family's demons. She's survived things that would break most people. But Beulah Jackson is different. She's not just powerful, she's ruthless in ways Beth has never encountered before. Beulah is a matriarch in every sense of the word. She doesn't just control business deals, she controls people. She controls the local balance of power, and she's spent decades building a network of influence that makes her virtually untouchable. So when Beth arrives in South Texas with her Dutton ambition and her Dutton arrogance, Beulah sees her as a threat, and Beulah doesn't tolerate threats. The high-stakes business deal they're fighting over isn't just about money, it's about control. It's about who gets to shape the future of this region. And for both women, losing isn't an option. Now, let's talk about what's actually on the table here, because this deal is capable of altering the local balance of power in a massive way. South Texas is a different world from Montana. The Duttons are used to being the biggest players in the room, but down here they're outsiders, they're newcomers, and Beulah Jackson has been running things for longer than Beth has been alive. The deal Beth is pursuing would give the Duttons a foothold that Beulah can't tolerate. It would shift the economic and political landscape in ways that threaten everything Beulah has built. So she's not just fighting Beth, she's fighting to protect her legacy. And Beth, she's fighting because she knows what happens when the Duttons show weakness. She's seen it before. She's lived it. In Montana, they were always under attack, and she's not about to let that happen again. The irony is that Beth and Beulah are more alike than either of them would ever admit. They're both survivors, both fighters, both willing to do whatever it takes to protect what's theirs. But in this episode, only one of them can win. While Beth is fighting her battle in the boardroom, a much more insidious conflict is unfolding on the ranch, and it involves Carter. Oreana, Beulah's granddaughter, has been playing a long game throughout this season. She's not just a pretty face or a family connection. She's a weapon. And in El Padrino, she deepens her psychological hold over Carter, steering him toward a breaking point. Carter has always been vulnerable. He's a kid who's been through more trauma than most adults could handle. He's searching for belonging, for identity, for someone to tell him he matters. And Oreana knows exactly how to exploit that. She's not just manipulating him, she's systematically dismantling whatever stability he's found with the Duttons. She's planting doubt. She's offering affection with strings attached. She's making him feel like the only way to truly belong is to turn against the people who've actually been trying to protect him. And in this finale, her efforts reach a critical point. Carter is caught between two worlds. On one side, he has Rip and Beth, complicated, flawed, but genuine in their desire to protect him. On the other side, he has Oreana, someone who offers validation but demands loyalty that would require him to betray everything he's built. This is the kind of psychological warfare that's even more dangerous than any business deal. Because if Oreana succeeds in turning Carter, it won't just hurt him, it will be a devastating blow to the entire Dutton family. And then there's Rob Will. Throughout this season, Rob Will has been a wild card. Someone whose impulsiveness and recklessness have created problems for the Duttons. But in the season finale, his actions go from problematic to catastrophic. The summary says his reckless actions spark chaos. And on a show like this, chaos means danger. It means consequences that can't be undone. It means people getting hurt or worse. Rob Will's decisions force Rip and his ranch hands into a situation where they have no choice but to take extreme measures. And when Rip Wheeler is forced to take extreme measures, you know things have gotten serious. Rip has always been the backbone of the Dutton operation. He's the enforcer, the fixer, the man who does what needs to be done so the family can survive. But in this episode, he's faced with a threat that tests everything he believes in. The chaos Rob Will creates isn't just a problem to be solved. It's a threat to the very survival of the Dutton Ranch, and Rip's response to that threat is going to define the future of everyone involved. At the heart of this episode is Rip and Beth confronting a danger that threatens everything they've built since relocating their legacy to South Texas. Think about what they've sacrificed to get here. They left Montana behind. They left family behind. They left behind everything they knew in pursuit of a fresh start. And now, in the season finale, they're facing the very real possibility that it might all be taken away. Rip and Beth have always been a formidable team. Beth brings the brains, the cunning, the ability to outmaneuver anyone in a business fight. Rip brings the strength, the loyalty, the willingness to do whatever it takes to protect his family. But in El Padrino, they're facing threats on multiple fronts. Beulah is coming at Beth in the boardroom. Oreana is coming at Carter from within. And Rob Will's recklessness has created a crisis that requires Rip to make impossible choices. The question is, can they survive all of it at once? The title of the episode, El Padrino, translates to The Godfather. And that's not an accident. This episode is about power. It's about loyalty. It's about what happens when you're pushed to the point where the only options left are extreme ones. Rip and his ranch hands are forced to take measures that go far beyond anything they've had to do in Texas before. This isn't just about defending property. It's about defending the very idea of the Dutton legacy. The land is everything to this family. It's not just dirt and fences, it's their identity. It's what they've sacrificed for. It's what they'll die for. And in this finale, that commitment is put to the ultimate test. The extreme measures Rip takes aren't just physical, they're moral. They force him to look at himself in the mirror and ask how far he's willing to go. What lines is he willing to cross? And once he crosses them, can he ever come back? Let's take a moment to really understand what's driving each of these characters in El Padrino. Beth is fighting because she's spent her entire life being underestimated. She's been dismissed. She's been betrayed. And she's determined to prove that she's just as capable as any man. More capable, in fact. The deal with Beulah isn't just about business. It's about respect. Beulah is fighting because she's built something that matters. She's not going to let some outsider from Montana come in and tear it all down. She's protecting her family's legacy in the same way the Duttons are protecting theirs. Oreana is manipulating Carter because it serves her purposes. Maybe she genuinely cares about him, maybe she doesn't. But either way, she's using him as a weapon against his own family. And that's devastating. Carter is caught because he's desperate for connection. He's been hurt so many times that he doesn't know who to trust anymore. And Oreana offers him something that feels like love, even if it's not. Rob Will is reckless because he's impatient. He wants results. He wants to prove himself. And he doesn't think about the consequences until it's too late. Rip is willing to take extreme measures because he loves his family more than he loves himself. He'll do whatever it takes to protect them, even if it costs him his soul. As El Padrino brings season 1 to a close, the Duttons are standing at a crossroads. They came to South Texas looking for a new beginning. They found new enemies, new challenges, and new dangers. But they also found each other, and that might be enough to keep them going. The question is, at what cost? Rip and Beth have sacrificed so much already. Their peace, their safety, their innocence. And this episode pushes them to the edge of what they can endure. Carter's fate hangs in the balance. Will he break under Oreana's manipulation, or will he find the strength to resist? Rob Will's consequences are coming. You can't spark chaos without paying a price, and that price is going to be steep. And Beulah Jackson, she's not going anywhere. This isn't the end of her conflict with Beth. It's just the beginning. The season 1 finale sets up what promises to be an even more intense second season. The Duttons have established themselves in South Texas, but they have also made powerful enemies. Beulah Jackson isn't going to forget what Beth did. Oreana's manipulation of Carter is going to have lasting consequences, and the extreme measures Rip took in the finale are going to haunt him. Season 2 is likely to explore the aftermath of the business deal and its impact on the local balance of power, Carter's struggle to recover from Oreana's psychological manipulation, Rob Will's attempts to redeem himself or dig himself deeper, Rip and Beth's relationship as they confront the moral cost of their choices. If the finale is any indication, season 2 is going to be even more intense. El Padrino is the kind of season finale that reminds us why the Dutton legacy is so compelling. It's not just about the land, it's about the people, the choices they make, the sacrifices they're willing to endure. Rip and Beth came to Texas to build something new. But what they discovered is that you can't outrun your past, and you can't escape the fight that's always coming for you. The extreme measures taken in this episode will have ripple effects that last far beyond the season. Trusts will be broken, alliances will shift, and the local balance of power that Beulah has maintained for so long is now permanently unsettled. This is the Dutton Ranch, this is South Texas, and nothing will ever be the same. What do you think will happen next? Will Beth find a way to defeat Beulah Jackson? Can Carter resist Oreana's manipulation? And what consequences will Rob Will face for his reckless actions? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates.